Dave, how did you evaluate your team's bounce back effort tonight in getting 2 points?
Well, we started a little bit slow, and then we got going a little bit. And as the game went on, I thought we got better and better. We started to play kind of a sound version of what we want and capitalize on some opportunities, and we're able to get the win.
What's it like to have a power play that kick-started that slow start, turned it into a little bit more progressive play in the second period?
Well, a power play gets you momentum, but you get momentum by working, like winning races, winning puck battles, stuff like that. We were little slow the first few shifts, and then we got going. Power play got us revved up a little bit, and we were better the rest of the game.
The advanced stats in that second period were heavily in your favor. How big of a period was that for you guys to maybe build on for the rest of tonight's game and heading into Vegas?
Well, we talked about we have to be better. The first period we were all right, but we needed to be better in the second period. So we come out, we played a lot better in the second.
What can you make of Leon Draisaitl and Connor McDavid and their willingness to lead, especially coming after a loss like that and kind of taking the onus on their shoulders?
Well, we needed that. Last night we weren't very good, and both those guys included in that. We didn't have a very good team effort. Tonight we wanted a better team effort, and those guys do what they do, but I thought the rest of our group was pretty solid too.
And what can you maybe say about this stat that I'm about to read? Because when I read it, I couldn't believe it. Draisaitl becomes the only player in Oilers franchise history not named Wayne Gretzky to hit 40 points before the 20-game mark.
That's pretty good. I know, because the other guy was really, really good, so Draisaitl must be really, really good too.
How special is it to watch these guys in their prime right now?
They're really good players. They're really good players, and we have to keep, they want to play to their strengths, but we have to continue to build our team around them. A lot of nights they'll do their part, but we got to continue to build our team game around them, and they want to be a part of a winning team. And like I say, they do what they do, but we need to make sure we're playing the right way with everybody around them included, to give us a chance to win every night.
You decided to mix up the lines in the top 12. You went with a familiar guy in Kassian. They've had long-term success before. What about Kassian's game makes him so effective alongside 97 and 29?
We were just, sometimes you get going and it's just kind of a little bit of a rut, and we felt like that was the case last night, and we kind of juggled things last night. We went back. Cass has played there before. He's got some familiarity with those guys. Nuge and Hyman and Yamo has actually been a pretty solid line for us when we put them together. I wanted to see what Puliarvi could do in Cass's spot there, and Sevier has actually been real good. He's been pretty solid, so we put him between the line we had back at home there and Benson and Turris, and they were all right. So just juggled things up a little bit, but then had some consistent, some things that we've seen before. So just trying to freshen it up a little bit.
We've talked about the turnover on the back end due to the circumstances. What did you think of your D-corps' overall play tonight?
Pretty solid, actually. We got a really unproven group back there right now, and they were pretty solid.
When it comes to an unproven group like that, is it just a matter of keeping it simple?
Yeah, that's part of it. You got to not overdo things and make sure when you get a chance to clear the puck or make a good play, you got to make a good play. We were pretty solid in that area tonight.
And how did you evaluate a rested Mikko Koskinen's performance?
He was solid. Made a couple of good saves there than when we needed him in the first, and a couple of bad bounces, and the one kind of banged around the crease there, and Gostisbehere comes up with it. But other than that, he was real solid.
What did you think of William Lagesson's first game?
He was steady. We needed our whole D to play a steady, kind of methodical, solid game, and that's what Leggy did.
Fourth line looked like they had a lot of jump. They created turnovers, created opportunity.
Yeah, they had some opportunities. They were, especially when you're in a back-to-back, you need everybody contributing, and we needed that energy from them tonight, and they gave it to us.
Take 3 questions on Zoom. Terry Jones, Jason Gregor, and Jim Matheson. Go ahead, Terry.
You're old enough to remember the legend and lore of 50 goals in 50 games. Can you speak to that and just the idea that you've got a guy on this team in Leon that's on a pace to do that, and it hasn't happened in a long time in this league?
Yeah, it hasn't happened in a long time. I know there was lots of lots of fascination with it when it was happening, whether it was Gretzky or Bossy, or I don't know if Yuri or Curry did it once or not, but Brett Hull. I mean, there's lots of fascination with that, and Leon is finding a way to keep pace with it, so we'll see where it goes. But it's I think it's harder to do today, and Leon is finding a way to keep pace.
Jason Gregor, go ahead.
Dave, when you decide, you mentioned just things weren't going, so you put certain guys there. Your team overall is scoring a lot of goals 5-on-5. I think you're top 5, but you've got quite a few guys who aren't scoring. Is that a concern at all?
Yeah.
You know, so how do you get those guys going? Do you think 5-on-5?
Well, there's different. I mean, you're looking for different things. You know, if you look at like Nuge's line tonight, they had some chances tonight, and McLeod's line didn't probably have as many as we'd like to see, and Seavier's line got some tonight. So it's a matter of capitalizing on some of that. You know, it's a little bit of a different case. We got that power play runs so hot, and those guys get a lot of that time. So you got to find ways to score in other veins. You know, so we'll keep tinkering with it till hopefully we can find a line that can consistently chip in, but it's certainly a concern.
Final question, Jim Matheson, go ahead.
A couple of things, Dave. What does Kassian bring to the line that Puljujarvi doesn't bring?
Well, right now we're just looking about. They're both big guys. They play a similar kind of game. You know, Puli is a little bit snake bit around the net right now. We're just looking for maybe somebody that can finish. You know, it just seems like both Hyman and Puli have been a little bit snake bit, and we threw Cass up there just to see if we could come up with something, and it worked out for us tonight. So it's just about, you know, players get hot. There's times when it seems like everything you shoot goes in, and then other times that you're having a hard time finding the net. So you're just trying to find somebody to finish a little bit tonight, and you know, we wanted to tweak things. We feel like we've been a little bit stale here the last 3 or 4 games, and just trying to tweak things. And Cass was a guy that you know, we gave an opportunity tonight, and it paid off for us.
One more question: the cross check on McDavid right into the goalpost. What did you think of that?
And the slash before the cross check. It was more a push than a cross check. The slash on the hands before that, and the cross check, and the push into the post. Dangerous play.